Hello Lolas, so I'm here with Brooklyn and I'm going to put her in her matching set with Zozo. So I got, oh, the shirt fell. Okay. So she has the matching PJ, you know how they come in a like two-piece set. So I'm going to put what she got on back on this hanger. So I'm going to sit this here. Zozo, can I sit? No, I'm going to put it right here. Hang it down that way. Okay. So we're going to have to take off her slippers and we'll put those back on her once she get her other clothes on. Oh yeah, take off your pacifier clip. You guys know my Brooklyn is she's one of my favorites. I am not a real like toddler fan. Like I'm not one of those people that just love toddlers or bigger babies, and I definitely don't like overly fat babies normally, but real life is different. Dolls and the dolls, but I really got really attached to this sculpt. I was like, oh my gosh, so I really loved her. Girl, what you got on? She got on some. It's so funny because I'm like, what she got on? She got on some bloomers, I guess, from when she had on a dress. So I'm gonna take those off for her too. Is she on pampered? Gosh, child. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take off these bloomers. She got on. I should have brought her a bigger diaper in here to put on, or at least a new fresh diaper. This diaper, she done had this on forever. It's so crinkly. Ugh. Take off these little bloomers. Gotta hang them up. I know exactly what dress they go with. I think Taraji has the dress on. Child, this diaper is worn. When I tell you this diaper is worn, but she gonna have to still wear it, cause yeah. People ask me all the time like what body and what size body she has on. I don't remember. I just gave the lady some measurements. I told her because I wanted her to have a bigger body than what the regular June comes with, so she has a custom body with a belly and stuff. So I don't know. I didn't know, but I just feel like because of the way that the June arms are, a good artist, one of my artist friends told me, he said, you know, you probably would want to get a bigger body and also stuffed so a certain way so that the arms don't be sitting out like a little sumo wrestler type thing. Also, this baby, I prefer her in long sleeves because of the arms. I don't know. My other artist friend, she called it macaroni arms. Bountiful Baby, they do these very curved arms and I wish they wouldn't. Now I will tell you guys that even though Brooklyn is my favorite, I would never would have never sold her to anyone because I didn't like how she kind of had the same situation happen with her limbs, kind of like Penelope. I feel like they kind of almost have a little bit of a, I don't know, it didn't, the sealer and stuff didn't work out well with it to me, but I like her skin tone, and then I did a lot of modeling on her, and I feel like at this age she shouldn't have that much modeling, but it works. But I'm very overcritical on my work, so somebody else might be like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, but for me it's like, nope, don't want it. I wouldn't want her out there. there. But the funny thing is, it's so crazy how, you know, when you're searching for these dolls and you're picking out your dolls, we really be looking for perfection. But it's amazing how some of my favorite babies are actually boo-boo babies. Like, I fell in love with them, flaws and all. Sometimes for me, it's the journey, the experience, and, you know, making them. Sometimes it's just the kit itself, and that they did still turn out pretty good, but, you know, got flaws. Sometimes, you know, like the weighting, the size, like for her weighting, her size, everything kind of just works in her favor. And then the hair that I had her rooted with is like my favorite. It's pro-like, but I can make it look a little bit like softer, like if I wet it and do some stuff to it. And I haven't did anything to it in a while. I should do her whole head, but I kind of just like it froed out. But yeah, we look for perfection, and this is a handmade art, like minus the, you know, Bountiful Baby Reborns that are scanned and then, you know, kind of manipulated a little bit. The other sculpts, which even though I don't mind a reborn, I value the hand sculpted ones better. I feel like that is true art for me. A scanned baby will never outdo a hand sculpted baby, even if the hand sculpted baby isn't as perfectly done as the scanned baby. But I feel like we have to recognize that from the beginning to the end of these dolls, they are like really works of art. They're everything is hand done. It's not machine done. All the way from, you know, the sculpting to the painting to the hair. You know, even the people that just root, like people that don't paint but they just root, that's an art all in itself. There are some rooters out here that, baby, they can root a baby to look just like, you know, a real child head. Like they have the hair pattern down pat, and that's not easy to do. It's not an easy task. So you know, I just really appreciate the art for what it is, but I know that we be looking for perfection, and at the price that we pay, baby, I'm not mad. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. Baby, get as close as you can get for your monies. But at the same time, I'm not one of the ones, like when I get a doll from an artist or one of my fellow collectors, I don't collector friends, I don't like every little thing. I'm not finna cry over or nitpick over. And I think some people have the wrong impression of me when it comes to that. They think I'm going to be like so overly critical. Like, I understand that this is art. You know what I mean? I understand that this is handmade art at that. Even before I started painting myself. Now, I was a little vocal about what I didn't like and what I did like as a collector, because I feel like you can as a collector. I feel like as an artist, it's kind of borderline unprofessional. You know, it's kind of hard, and that's what makes it hard for me to be both a avid collector on top of an artist. I have, in my time, I have bought from other artists probably $200 over the 10 or 12 years that I've been, or 13 years that I've been in this hobby. I have bought like at least $200. I have bought from over, I used to count it, but there's no way I'll remember now. I know I was up to like 40 different artists that I had bought from at one point. So I have definitely wanted to contribute to the, what I call the cycle of life in this industry. And I still do it. I still, as you guys see, I still buy from other artists. I still support their work because I want want us to be around forever. I want it to keep thriving. And that's, you know, Riri, on Riri's Nursery, on her channel, she was doing a tag from Yarlease, and she had spoke on that. I had actually did a video, but I hadn't had time to edit it, and now I'm like, I don't even know if I want to put it up now, because it's been so long. But I did a response to like a tag, and but yeah, she was saying how she, you know, liked to buy and support artists and stuff like that. Like, not just buy just to be buying, but I do that. I do. But I buy from, that's why I buy from people that I genuinely feel like they appreciate, for one, my business, and so on and so forth. Now, oh gosh, I would try, let me see, I was trying to pick her up, but let me tell you something. My daughter picked her up the other day. She said, oh my gosh, she was like, oh, she heavy. But yeah, she is. She's heavier than Brooklyn, because I weighted Brooklyn so that she wouldn't be too heavy. So if you want to compare the sizes of Brooklyn, this is 24 month that they have on. Now, of course, Brooklyn feels hers out more because she's thick in the thighs, you know what I mean? But this is, you know, this is her. You see what I'm saying? Like these, they got on their little matching outfits. Yeah. And this is Reborn against vinyl. See that? I mean, vinyl against silicone. It's my babies. So, I will always, like I said, I will always love both mediums. I feel like both have something different to offer. I really enjoy, like I said, I really enjoy both of them. And because there's so many different faces with the vinyl, there's so many different limbs, you can switch them out. The good thing about partial silicone is that you can possibly switch them out. Sometimes you don't want to do that because of the silicone pores and different stuff. It may not blend as well, but you do have that option with that. But with the full body, you don't have the option to switch out limbs or anything like that. It is what it is. And you know, she can lift her arm up, but she can lift her arm up too, just simply because she has armatures, and also because she's soft. The soft silicone will probably do it, but she can hold it up too. So there was a time where full bodies were even like less limited. I mean, less flexible and posable. I think they have maximized the posability with the silicone now. Cause like, see, Brooklyn has to cross her legs. She can't sit in Indian style like Zozo, because her legs won't allow her to do that. But there's a lot of other things that she can do. And then there's, you know, like I said, she's more solid, and I can sit her on harder surfaces and not worry about it and stuff like that. A lot of people, and that's another thing for another video, but I'm just going to say this. A lot of people have put out a lot of mistruths and scares for people with the silicone. You know, there's always, oh, you can lose paint. I see vinyls that's missing paint all the time. Oh, they can lose hair. I see bald-headed 8-out edges reborns all the time. People sending them back for touch-ups. People sending for more rooting. So it can happen to both. And what people don't realize about the silicone, even though even though you can't seal the inside of the head, silicone is like glue. If you don't know this, raw silicone is like glue. So inside their head is raw. There's nothing on it. It's not matted. It's nothing. So when you stick that hair down in there, first of all, silicone already attracts hair to it, period, anyway. But when you stick that hair down into that head where it's like glue, you got to pull with all your might to get it out. So you could style, I could put this this amount of hair in this baby head and style it the same way and don't worry about it. I can braid it down, all that. It's not going to be like it's just going to be slipping out. If it's just slipping out, that means that the person didn't root it deep enough, or it's a very, very fine hair that didn't really fully catch to begin with. Sometimes you might get a little shedding, depending on if the artist washed the hair really good, you know, before, and brushed it out really good before they sent it to you, and it may shed a little bit and then it stops. That's because that's just was excess hair that wasn't really connected into the root. But the hair on the silicone does not fall out easy. It does not. It does not. And a properly cured and painted silicone baby paint does not slip off easy. People have to sand the paint off sometime, or do these use these strong chemicals to remove the paint. Now, of course, if you're constantly like rubbing, like really like rubbing, I know people, when I go out in public places, people like to walk up and the first thing they do is this. Don't let them do that to your dolls, vinyl or silicone. This is paint. It is actually a canvas. You don't want nobody rubbing your paint. You don't want nobody coming on your walls going, or rubbing your pictures on your walls like that. You wouldn't allow them to do that. So why would you want them to do this to such an expensive art piece? These are still art pieces. So I don't like when I see. And then the other thing is, and like I said, this is a whole nother video for a whole nother day, or a live stream, we can talk about it. I really don't like when people that does not, one, even own a silicone, doesn't work with silicone, don't paint, don't root, give advice and tell things like as if they know what they're talking about and it's factual, when they do not have the experience to back that. You know what I mean? Even me, that I've been around silicone, when I talk to people in this community that have paved the way for all of us and that have more knowledge, more experience, not saying that they know it all, but I'm not going to sit there and debate with them, because they've seen things that I have probably yet to see yet. So I'm going to listen and pick and choose what I want to take from it. But some of these people, they be really, oh yeah, you don't want to get silicone because da 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 da. And then you got to think about it, especially if they're a reborn artist. Their job is to sell reborns. They're not trying to sell silicone. So if they can deter you away from going over to the silicone market, that's what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So anyway, take that with a grain of salt. However you may, whichever way you may. You know, everybody that give advice, I'm not going to say that they're not qualified to give advice, but some of them really shouldn't, because if you don't know what you're talking about, like, it's best to not talk about it. Like, that's just on period. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, and a dinosaur too. Okay. But anyway, let me get her. Y'all, when I tell you Zozo passed the test, I was so surprised. Tabitha really liked this baby. She was like videoing her and everything. She really liked her a lot. I was shocked. So that is really cool. Anyway, in fact, she gonna say, she always throwing shade. She talking about, oh, I really had thought that this was a baby that you had bought and you was thinking about reselling it. She was like, I didn't know that it was one that you painted. She was like, oh, you painted it? So what you trying to say? They always do that. Every time they have a baby that they really like in my collection, they be like, oh, when you got this one? And then I'll be like, oh, I painted. Oh, so, oh, you painted that one? Oh, I thought somebody else painted it. But I don't know. Maybe it's because not one baby in my nursery kind of have the same exact paint style or technique look to it. Maybe each painting kind of looks totally different, so they kind of get confused, because I don't have like I have a style, but I don't have a style like where I'm just stuck in one. It's not a one man, like one pony show over here. But anyway, nevertheless, let's get off of here. I've talked to y'all long enough. Bye bye. Toodles.